So who else has been considered worthy of a recent statue in Scotland?
I tried Montrose, another historical figure. And Stirling, same thing again.
Come on, someone within the last 50 years even?
Yes! World champion racing driver Jim Clark. Killed on the Hockenheim circuit in 1968 at the age of 32. Commemorating the Ibrox Stadium disaster of 1971, football legend John Gregg. It must feel strange to see himself as a statue during his lifetime. Scotland's first ever First Minister. A sculpture erected barely 2 years after his death. Vandalised within days of its unveiling and repeatedly re-vandalised since.
The fashion in people sculptures has been moving away from statues of individuals. The trend is towards sculptures that represent cross-sections of the community or aspects of life that we're all familiar with.
On the River Clyde, for example, the world-famous shipbuilders of the last century are poignantly remembered. The sadness of farewell.
Citizen firefighter, male or female, young or old, black or white. We can't tell who's behind the breathing apparatus, deliberately. The sculpture was created to celebrate firefighters all over the world. Since September the 11th, 2001, it has also become a focus for remembrance. After some fine modern sculpture, I'm now off to Stirling to see something frightful. You'll see. Braveheart. Isn't it ugly? It's meant to be Mel Gibson, and there is a resemblance, but it's not very flattering. It really is ugly. More importantly, Braveheart was William Wallace, that great hero from Scottish history. No, this is William Wallace. So ward off the tourists, I say. Lock it away. Just look. Freedom in a cage. Bring on the pigeons. You know, pigeons and outdoor sculptures are inseparable. I reckon that they should have a sculpture for themselves.
You can't feed them, you can't chase them. They're outsized and puffed up, and they're fun.
And talking about fun, it's time to move on. Nice legs. It reminds me of something, like
Bring me sunshine.
Morecambe and Wise. You know what I mean?
Smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy.
Hey, that was good. So let's go looking for more fun sculptures. What are you looking at? Why are you stark naked? Actually, come to think of it, why are you green? You too! The message here is humour. It makes us smile. And that is pretty good justification for a sculpture. By the way, the name reveals that he's thinking of Bella. That explains it.
The name of a sculpture, especially a fun sculpture, can be essential to its impact. What is this elegant form? If it were boy with a fish, that's ordinary. No. In line with its proportions, it has the delightful name of Fish with a Boy. And something much more peculiar has been created here. Just look. The clue lies with the location. So, nuclear power. Nuclear fission. Fission. Fish on. Get it?
Time finally to look at more modern and sometimes abstract sculptures.
I, Joe Public, am gradually making progress. I can now recognise the movement and elegance of the birds represented here. This one too, a flock of seagulls, static sculptures. Yet if I just look, I can see them milling around. Windows on the sea. Granite windows in the granite city of Aberdeen, inviting us to look through them.
It's time to discover how I react to something even more modernistic and daring. I'm standing on the steps of Edinburgh's Catholic Cathedral, and in front of me is £100,000 of modern sculpture. Let's go take a look. It is the work of Sir Edward Pawalozzi, probably the best known British sculptor after Henry Moore and Barbara Hepworth. It took a bit of research to find out that the foot represents tired travellers who find refuge at the cathedral. The reference is to Italian immigrants, like Pawalozzi's father, who came to Edinburgh to find a new life. I don't find it very attractive. I don't relate to it. What's even stranger is the hand and the things it holds. When I first saw this, it looked to me for all the world like two grasshoppers mating. In the library, I discovered that it represents exactly that. Two grasshoppers mating. Why? This ball, I learnt, attempts to explain DNA. And here's a miniature power plant, which is ruining the ecology. I'm off now on my travels again to show you something that really has entered into the lives and the hearts of local people. I, Joe Public, like this. It's a focal point of Perth High Street. Children swing on it. Stalls get set up next to it. And if you're meeting your friends, you say, meet you at 10 o'clock at the Ring. Of course. So what better place to end my look at sculptures in public places? And my conclusions? Let's not be like this guy, blind and closed-minded. I'm aligning myself more with this open-eyed and open-minded guy. I've been learning and changing my views on things. And excuse me, just look. Absolutely.